Now all finished their warm-up, and they are on the back straight, if you will, just getting themselves lined up. So let's have a look at the grids for this first heat. Heat number 1 of PLD 2017. On the front row, we've got David Thomas and James Holland. Row 2, Luke Hornsby and Pedro Neto. Third row, David Longman and Slavek Piskorts. On the fifth row, I've lost train now, Costa Christosistov, quickest in that one, Andy Chilton. Then it is Richard Cooper and Nick Divers. Then it's Glenn Beard, Maxime Menu, Chris Bell, Martin Joyce. So Chris Bell's starting a long way down, and yet his time-wise, he was up right in the mixed time-wise there, wasn't he? Matt Turner and Carl Frankham, Jack Mitchell, Henry Miles, Ian Blake, Daniel Truman, and Dan Milner will be all alone on the back row. So that's our grid for the first heat, and they've just about got themselves lined up on the back straight. So that's between Chapman and the boot, and they're now releasing them round to actually get into the corridor and line up on the grid for real. We're just looking out to see whether we've got any sodden drivers. We've got a few of them out there in their rather professional looking waterproof over the top of their race suits. I'm just being told that probably from where I've been messing about with the window here, I've gone a bit too far now. Sorry, this is me. You know, they say that men can't multitask. I'm doing it a little bit now. There we go. We can just about see the start-finish line there through the raindrops on the window here. It's a big old grid that we've got forming up here, which is why we still got 3 of them out the back there on the back straight. And this, I've been informed, is going to be a 7, well, I've got a 7 lap, but I think it might be a 7-minute race. The first of this 2017 run-in of the Paul Lee Davis event. So many comments have come in about Paul. He was funny, mischievous, and always lived life to the full. As a child and as an adult, he filled every day living by the family motto of just do it. Apparently he never looked at negatives. He was always saying yes to opportunities, and I think that's the old Richard Branson way. Say yes and find out a way to do it a little bit later. A great positive attitude. And here we go, that's it. They got themselves on the grid and straight off. So this is the first heat of PLD 2017. And it looks like our pole sitter, David Thomas, has managed to get a bit of a hole shot there. And in second place is everybody else, basically. That's what we're talking about here. Oh, and we got a spinner towards the back as they go through that first corner there. So Crook towards Fine Lady has already grabbed one victim. They kept it on the tarmac, though. And look at this, up towards Christmas Corner, and it's absolute mayhem up there as they're all trying to make it around that corner. That key overtake in place. And it's just claimed a couple of them there that span all the way around, but it looked like it got a bit up close and personal for a few of them. Now I'm trying to look through my binoculars to see. I think we've got we got another spinner. Is that our pole sitter, David Thompson? It may well be that has just span onto the exit there of Ashby, but I think we may have number 6. Is that Slavek Piskorts that's in the lead? I'm just waiting for the leader to come through and taking definitely unsurprisingly the wet weather line there. It is number 6. Is it? Someone's just said David Longman, but I got that it was number 5, wasn't he? But I'm sure it said number 6 on his car. It's so difficult when they're all the same, and it's not like I know their helmets off by heart. I'm sure I will by the end of the day. But the front few are just starting to stretch themselves out ever so slightly now as they come across to complete this first lap, and it is indeed 7 minutes. Oh, you're absolutely right. It's 5. I can't see. I'm going to trust my producer from now on. He can see better than me. Thanks, Luke. It is David Longman that is in the lead there. David Thomas, our pole sitter, is down to, well, no, actually, it's just still bumping him down a little bit. I'm sure he was one of the ones that span out onto the grass, unfortunately. Costa Kritsis is in second position. Third is Pedro Neto. Luke Hornsby in fourth position. Henry Miles, Chris Bell, Slavek Piskorts in 7th position. And 8th is Jack Mitchell. As we just got someone seemed to lose a bit of power as they exited Christmas Corner and made their way the left kink towards Inkermans. Didn't look, maybe just ran a bit wide onto the grass because it looked down upon. We've got a bit of contact there coming through Ashby that's just sent a couple of them scampering towards the grass in avoidance, and that's really changed things up at sort of, I think that's about 6th, 7th backwards, I believe. But out in front still is David Longman, as these other carts a bit further back, well, they're further back now, are recovering. It does to me look as though second position car is closing in on that lead. What have we got left? 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. So it's not done and dusted yet. So I just noticed we have got a few people messaging in on social media, so thank you for that. I'll get to that in a second. It is still the number 5 car of Longman, and then Costa in there in second position is definitely closing. As they go through the first corner there, it's Crook up towards Fine Lady, and look at him just closing. Is he going to be lining up a move up in towards Christmas Corner? Just looks like he lost a bit of momentum there. Maybe he just got a bit too close to the back of Longman as they went through that first corner of Crook there. Yeah, taking a very tight line there through Christmas Corner, isn't it? It looks as though he's maybe just trying to get as much run down towards Ashby as he possibly can. He's still closing, not enough to actually have a look. Oh, he did just have a little snifter up the inside, but not enough. I think he was hoping that Longman had wing mirrors on then so that it would just scare him into going defensive. But of course, Longman was blissfully unaware that he had a little snifter up the inside. Wasn't on, so he stuck with it. So it is still Longman in the lead at the moment. 3 minutes 17 remaining in this 7-minute race, and look at that down the back straight. Definitely again Costa is closing. It's then the left-hander, then the long right-hander of Boot as they go through Boot. You can see on your camera how close they are. What's that, about 2 kart lengths between them at the moment, down towards Pitts Bend, and they know that this is a challenging corner. Are they going to start getting overconfident? Yes, it looked like Costa did a little bit there because he just got that a bit squirrely down towards the right-hander. Nothing serious, but he certainly sent himself a little bit wide onto the tarmac there. Round Crook up towards Fine Lady. It's sort of about the same now. I wonder whether Longman was just pushing it as little or as much as he needed to without putting undue pressure up towards Christmas Corner there. He definitely got a bit closer, didn't he, Costa, that time round. Sweeps to take the wide entry to the left-hand kink as they then head towards the right-hander of Inkermans coming down the hill towards Ashby. This is for the 4th time. Both of them just scrabbling towards the outside line. Got a great battle as well there for 4th, 5th and 6th is going on. 3 karts absolutely glued together. In 3rd position is Pedro Neto, having a fairly lonely race at the moment. And I don't know whether those 3 behind him are going to slow themselves up so that actually 3rd position Pedro Neto is going to be able to escape a little bit. Just heading out of shot there was Pedro, so now you see the 3 that are battling. That's Henry Miles, Luke Hornsby and Jack Mitchell falling over each other. The leaders going back towards the leaders again now as they've gone round the Boot, heading down towards the Pitts Bend. They are absolutely glued together, and it looks, Costa was trying to make it that Longman would be forced into run a little bit wide onto that, the Pitts Bend, onto the start-finish straight, but I think Longman's a bit wiser for that. Fastest lap of the race that time round, I believe that's telling me, that for our 2nd position, Costa, or certainly an improvement on his time, and heading up towards Christmas Corner. They need to be wary. There was a cart just being recovered in front of them. That 3-kart battle I was telling you about for, 4th backward, Luke Hornsby. In fact, no, Pedro Neto's down in 5th, so the cart that was out on its own must therefore be Henry Miles. Sorry about that. It's obviously changed before they would cross the line last time. So it is a gaggle of 5 karts now for that 4th place backwards. But the leaders, it is still Longman that is in the lead. Oh, someone's just ran a little bit wide there at Ashby. Are they going to be able to get it onto the track? I hope so. Well, the leaders are now coming up towards back markers. And in fact, I think that's our pole sitter, David Thomas, that they're coming up towards now. Apologies if I'm wrong, but I think it is. Oh, the left-hander. This is going to make it interesting, isn't it? These leaders are already close enough. Longman from Costa Kiritsis. And Kiritsis is closing down towards, because still they haven't managed to get past this back marker. What have we got left? We've got 14 seconds left, so this is going to be going on to the final lap. They've done 5 laps in total. It's going to be a 6-lap race. Still, they haven't got past this back marker. I don't know whether the back marker doesn't really know that it's a back marker. Now they're making a move. Are they going to both follow through? Yes, they are. So still, we've got about that 1 to 2 car length gap between them as they go up towards Christmas Corner for the final time. And in fact, look at that, the back marker suddenly found a bit of speed there. I think it is David Thomas that was still mixing it up with them, but they're already onto the back of another back marker, and someone spun ahead of them down at Ashby, but has kept it off the grass, so it's got out of the way before they arrived at that corner. And it's just a bit of bump in there by our leader, because he knows the white helmeted David Longman is desperate to make sure that he doesn't get passed by Costa as he gets down towards Parker, down towards Chapman. They're still trying to make it through. 2 back markers, and look at that, that has enabled Costa to slide through. He just threaded the eye of a needle there through, but look at them, they're side by side. That's first and second, and the white helmet of Longman is just managing to get ahead. He's got the inside line. Excuse me, and still they've not managed to get past these back markers, and I think it's going to change again. The 2 of them are still stuck behind these 2 back markers that are battling amongst themselves, and up the inside now, it looks like Costa's going to throw one up the inside. Is he going to make it stick as they come through? It is number 7 Costa that just takes that lead, and I would imagine that David Longman's going to be gutted about that. They still seem happy with each other. Great to see that it's done in the right spirit. Through into 3rd position comes Henry Miles, Jack Mitchell in 4th position, 5th is Carl Frankham, 6th Luke Hornsby. But what a victory by Costa. Very impressive that he just about managed to take that. And I don't have any information on Costa, unfortunately, but we'll have a word with him very shortly. But David Longman coming through in a Greek god of speed, I've just been told in my ear. I'm not sure whether I should say that or not, but that's it. That's the official line. David Longman in that 2nd position, and Henry Miles coming through in quite a lowly 3rd position there, but well done to Henry Miles. Typically, all 3 of those ones in the top 3 I don't actually have information on. 4th position, Jack Mitchell. That's the awesome photographer, Average Carter. Well, not bad for an average Carter to actually finish in 4th position there, so I think that's some duff information. Sorry, but that was just getting an official line. Just to let you know that apparently we're going to have to turn off the speakers here at the circuit. Not able to do the commentary. So if anybody wants to watch it, please drop online. But we will still be commentating online. In the meantime, let's go to a video to see what the money is going to go towards from this event.
The MR-Linac is a unique technology combining an MRI scanner with a state-of-the-art dose delivery system.
We anticipate that the MR-Linac will completely revolutionize the way we deliver radiotherapy.
This is the first installation of this technology in the UK and the 4th worldwide. The construction of this facility was started in March 2015, generously funded by the Medical Research Council by a grant of £10.1 million. One of the most challenging aspects of high-precision radiation therapy is to hit an invisible, often moving target with an invisible beam. Current X-ray technology does not provide the required soft tissue contrast to ensure that this aim will be reached, and in addition it burdens the patient with extra radiation dose. The MR scanner will provide high soft contrast imaging of the patient in treatment position. These images will be used to steer the radiation directly into the tumor target.
We expect that patients will derive huge benefit from the use of the MR-Linac. We will be able to treat their tumours with far greater accuracy than is currently possible. We will be able to take pictures of their tumours during treatment as often as is necessary to make sure we're delivering most accurate treatment. We'll be able to reduce the volumes of normal tissue that we treat. Overall, we anticipate that patients will have greater chances of being cured of their disease with fewer side effects.